Hello everyone, welcome back to the video, and today I'm going to show you how to make a simple landing page inside of Systeme.io. So I'm going to show you step by step on how to make it, and if you don't want to make it yourself, I will leave a template linked in the description down below where you can just copy the template that I do make in this video. So if you want to do that, you can do. It is free for everyone to use, so you don't have to pay for it. It is totally free, and yeah, I will mention that it is an affiliate link. So if you do click on it and do decide to actually pay for Systeme.io, I will get a small commission from that, but that is up to you if you want to actually use my template, or you can just copy me in this video. So what we're going to do is we're actually on Systeme.io right now. We're on the main dashboard. From here, what we're going to want to do is come up to sites, come down to sales funnels. Inside of here, what we need to do is actually create a new sales funnel just here. So we'll click on create. Inside of here, we actually need to give it a name, and we got to select one of these categories just here. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm actually going to select on sale, and we'll give it a name. So I've just called my landing page template. From here, we can change the currency down here as well. So I'm actually going to change it to US dollars. So if I scroll down and come to US dollars just there, click on save. Now this will make this template just here. Select inside of this one. Inside of here, we actually want to get rid of the order form. We don't need that. So come to the three little dots. I click on remove. I'll click on confirm. We will keep the thank you page just in case. We might need that. So from here, what we're going to want to do is actually click on add a step. Inside of here, we want to give it a name, and the type we want to select on the sales page. So select that. So I've just called mine the sales page. I'm going to click on save. If you want to choose a template, you can do that, but I think in this video, I'm going to start from scratch, and I'm going to click on save just here. So wait for that to load. There we go. We're also going to drag this one up above the thank you page. We need that up the top, because every time someone comes to our website, we actually want them to come to this page first. We don't want them to go to this page just here. So make sure that is up the top. From here, what we can do is we can come down here to the edit page. Inside of here, we can now start adding elements. So on the side here, we can add this stuff inside of here to actually make our template. So what we can do is we can add a headline. So I'm going to drag that in. We actually want to give this a name, so we can actually click into here. We can change this name out to something else. Now, a tip I do want to give to people is that we want to actually make it so that our headline here is really attractive, that we can actually get people to sign up just with our name. So what we want to do is we want to say something like how to get X without doing Y. So we could put anything inside of here. So for an example, I like this one. So get fit in 7 days without spending hours in the gym. Because people want to get fit and they want to do it without spending so many hours, and especially inside of a gym. So that is quite a good headline that we can use just there. I also want to make this text a little bit bigger as well. So if we select onto the text inside of this orange bar just here, this will bring a little editor up over this side. Inside of here, we can do the font size, so we can make it a little bit bigger. We can also add in different font types as well from in here. So you can go through these if you want to. I'm just going to use the default one. We can also change out some of the colors as well. So if we actually select our text, inside of here, we can choose different font sizes. We can also make it bold as well. We can change the color from over here. So we can make it a gray color if we want to, something like that. But I think white will look probably, or black, sorry, will look a bit better inside of this one. So next, I'm actually going to add in some text. So I'm going to add some text below here. Inside of here, we actually want to put in something else that does maybe give us a short description of what this course is about. So if we're doing a course or we're doing a simple sales page, we want to give a little bit more information inside of here. So we can do that as well. I'm going to leave that as is for now, as I don't want this video to be for too long. But I will change that later on. If you do want to copy my template, I will change this and it will look a bit better than what I'm making just here. Yeah, what we can do is we can actually move this up as well. If I select inside of here, come down to padding dust here, we can actually just change some of these values. I think it's this one down here actually, yes. If we just make that come down a little bit, we can see we're moving this text a bit further up. So we keep coming down. I think something like that looks all right. I think we'll leave that as is. We can also add, say, a video under here. So if we want to come down in here, we can find the video section. We can click that, and that will add that inside of here. Now, inside of this video, what we can do is we can actually select that. And inside of here, we can actually change out the URL to like a different video. So if I actually get one of my own videos, so if I actually change this link out here to one of my own, so something like that, that is one of my own videos just there. And from here, what we can do is we can actually add in a button as well. So if someone wants to sign up, we can come into the section just here. We can just drag in a button just below this one. Also, this video is a little bit too big as well, so we actually want to make this a little bit smaller. So what we can do is we can actually select inside of this video, and on the side here, if we come down to the size just here, we can actually move this number up. So if I move it up to say something like 85, that makes it a little bit smaller, but I think it needs to go even higher. So if I put 125 maybe, no, maybe even a bit more than that. So I think 300 looks okay. So I'm going to leave that as is. Also, we can make it so the video auto plays, but I would not recommend doing that. It could get a bit annoying for people when they actually click onto your landing page. So I'm going to leave that as is, and I think that looks okay. So next what we're going to want to do is actually add in a button. So over here on the side, we can see we've got a button just here. I'm actually going to drag that in here like that. As we can see, we've got a nice little button just here. And what we can do from here is we can actually change this button out a little bit and get it edited. So if we come to the settings bar just here, this will open up this page just here. And over here, we can see that we can automatically add in automation roles. Now, if you want to know how to do an automatic workflow, I will leave a link in the description down below on a video I made on how to do that. It is a little bit complex, but in that video, I do show you how to do it step by step. Or you can leave that as is if you don't want to do that. In this tab just here, we actually need to make it go to the next step. That is very important. Make sure you leave it as that. Now, on the action, we can actually leave that as submit form. We can leave that as is. If we scroll down, we can actually change out the font for the text as well, so we can choose different fonts here. If we come down even further, we change some colours down here. As you can see, we've got a colour here. We can also make this a green. I might actually leave it as a blue because my thumbnail picture here is kind of a blue, so I might make that a little bit darker, something like that. Right, so we're also going to come down further. We can also change out some of the other colours here. But yeah, we want to change out the text in here, so we don't want click here. We're actually going to change this out. And to find click here is literally just here at the top, so it's not that far at all. So we just change this out to something else. So I've just put in here get started. We also want to get rid of this sub text here, so we're actually going to remove that out of here, just like that. That makes it look a little bit more professional. I'm also going to make the font a little bit bigger, so people can see that very well. And if we scroll down, I believe, or no, scroll up, sorry, just here, we can actually just change where we can actually put this button. So I'm actually going to move this, I think, the other way. I think it's actually this button just here. There we go. I'm actually going to move this up a little bit closer to the video. So something like that. I think it looks pretty good. And inside of the submit form, I'm actually going to change that to open URL, as we want to link them perhaps to maybe this video, or we want to link them to another website. So what we need to do now is we actually need to get the link to put inside of here. So if you do have another website that you want people to go to, we can add the URL inside of here. If we don't want people to go to another website, what you can do is you can make it so it goes submit form, and we can make it go to the next step. And what that will do is that will make them go to our thank you page if you want to do it that way. But for me, I'm actually going to make that go to open URL. And inside of here, you want to add in a URL. So for me, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put in my YouTube URL inside of there. So when someone clicks this button, it will take it over to my YouTube channel. So I'm going to leave that as is. But for you, you're going to want to put in your website in there. So make sure you do come into here and actually change that out to your website, because otherwise people will be coming to my YouTube channel. So yeah, make sure you change that. Also at the bottom, we do want to add in a privacy and terms of service. So if we actually come here to text, so I'm actually going to drag that text in here like that, I think. And inside of here, we actually want to change this out to, so for me, I've literally just put the text in here, privacy policy and terms of service just there. And if we want to make these clickable, what we need to do is we actually need to add in a row just above, and we need to add a row just below these, just like that. And now if we select inside of our text, we can now hover over them and we can add a link. So we click on this little link button, we can paste in a URL link inside of there. We can also do the same thing for our privacy policy just here. So highlight over it, click on the link button, and then from there you'll be able to add in your URL. So I'm actually going to edit this a little bit. I actually don't like how spaced out this all is. So I'm actually going to select inside of here. I'm actually just going to move this the other way, just to move it up a little bit, because I don't like it so far away from the button. So something like that looks okay. So we'll leave that as is. I'm actually going to change out this text as well, just here. So I've just added in some text in here. I think that looks a little bit better. I'm actually going to click into here. I actually want to make the font a little bit bigger. So if I just move that up, so something like that. And I don't like how this is so far away from each other. So if I just pop into the here, so if I click onto the green one just here, and if I just move this down, I should be able to just make it a little bit smaller, and it should look a little bit better then. So Something like that, I think, looks okay. I think I actually might add a little bit more headroom, actually. So something like that, you can just come in here, change it out to your liking. Also, make sure you do click on save up here. You don't want to lose all your progress. And yeah, I think this looks okay for a start. If we want to as well, we can also add in our logo inside of here. So if we actually come down to the emulants, if we scroll down, we can see we've got image just here. So if we want to, we can drag this in. So if I move that, so I put that just there. And from here, what we can do is we can select inside of here. We can open a URL, or we can show a pop-up, or we can actually open a file location. So inside of here, we can upload a file, or have I got any images? I've got this car image. I'm just going to use that for now. So I can add that inside of here like that. I can also make this a little bit smaller as well. It's a bit too big. So if you do have your own logo, you can do something like that. You can move it off to the side. So yeah, whatever you want to do, you can do that as well. But I don't think this matches this landing page. So I'm actually going to delete this out. So I'm going to delete that. We do not want that one. But if you want to add in a image, you can do that from there as well. But I actually quite like how this looks. It's very simple. People can see exactly what they are getting. Now this text does not match this video at all. That is just I don't have any fitness videos to actually add in here. But yeah, you want to change out the text, the subtext as well here, and also the video. And make sure you come to the button here and change out the URL as well, as you want that to go to your own website or to your own page or something like that. Then once you've done that, click on save. We're actually going to exit out of here. We're actually now going to view our funnel. So if we click on view funnel just up here, inside of here we can now see this is what it looks like. It is very nice. So people can read the text. They can read this text here. They can see the video. They can also click the button just here as well. So the button is visible. So if someone's watching our video just here, they can still see the button down here and they can click that while watching the video. Now, again, if you want to get this template, I will leave this link in the description down below. You can copy it for free. But yeah, that's how you set up a simple landing page inside of Systeme.io.